Hello, you're right. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to use graphs to find points of intersection and show how we can solve what we call simultaneous equations. Now, you're going to be looking at simultaneous equations later on, so that's in year 10, but this is a sort of a little precursor to that, so that's going to help you out when you get there. We've got two different equations here. We're going to graph them on the same number plane, and we're going to see where those lines intersect, where they run into each other, which is the point of intersection. Okay, so what we need to do is first graph these lines. Now, the way we're going to do it is we're going to do it point by point. When we graph point by point, we want to be substituting a value of x and seeing what value of y comes out. Okay, so let's look at this first equation here. We've got y equals x plus 4. The easiest point to start at is make x 0. So when x is 0, that is when we're on the y axis, so x is 0, what value does y have? And the answer is going to be, if x is 0, it's just 4. So we get y equals 4, which means we're going to have a point here. We're going to have a point at x 0 and then y is 4. That's our point here. And then let's find a few more points so we can finish graphing this line. So when x is 1, it's going to be 1 plus 4, which is 5. So we're just up 1 here. And then when x is 2, it's going to be 6. And you can see every time we go across 1, we also go up 1 on our axes. And if we were to make x minus 1, it would be 3. And you can see that we're going down 1. So our line is just like this. It's going to go through all of these points and onwards. And we can sort of add arrows here to indicate the fact that that line will continue on through all those points there. We've found the trend. We can put the trend line through. So this graph here, we can write as y equals x plus 4. So we're just labeling the graph with its equation. Okay, now the same number plane, we're going to draw the graph of y equals 2x. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to go point by point. So when x is 0, when in y equals 2x, so we're looking at this one now, y is also 0. So we have the point 0, 0 in this line. Okay, now when x is 1, y is 2. So you can see we've actually jumped up 2 this time. The gradient is going to be 2 in this example rather than just 1. So if when x is 2, y is going to be 4. And you can see this trend continue on. Pardon me. And what's our next point going to be? It's going to be when x is 3, y is going to be 6. And then when x is 4, y is 8. And when x is 5, y is 10. So you see here, we've got a trend that is continuing. We can draw a trend line through this every time we're going up 2 and across 1. Okay, and this graph here is y equals 2x. So where was our point of intersection? It was here. And what point is that? Well, it's when x is 4 and y is 8 is our point of intersection, just here. Okay, so we've drawn the two graphs on the number plane. We've found the point where they overlap, and it's at 4, 8. So we've found B, which is 4, 8 are our coordinates there. Now, just as an interesting side note, we've done a graphic solution, but we're also solving an equation here. If we are saying that that point of intersection is where those equations are equal, what does that look like? We're going to go x plus 4 equals 2x. Okay, so we've just taken the right side of each equation and we've made them equal to each other. Now we're going to solve this we're going to rearrange it so that we find x on its own. So if we take away x from both sides, we end up with 4 equals x. And what do you know? That's our value that we had in our coordinate here. So x is 4. And then when we substitute that back into either equation, doesn't matter which one we do, 4 plus 4 equals 8. What do you know? That's our number here. Or we could go 2 times 4 is 8. Okay, so you see, when we do it algebraically as well, we get the same solution as we did when we did it graphically. So that's an interesting thing for you. Okay, so that's all for today. Good luck with the questions. I'll see you in the next video.